Hi everybody, welcome to First Chapter Friday. I'm Miss Molly and you guys are joining me on Revenge of the Fifth, which is a Star Wars day. So I couldn't decide to have one book for today, so I have a whole bunch and I'll put all of these titles in the description down below, but we have a whole bunch more Star Wars books too, so we got a little something for everyone, whether you are light side or dark side or something else entirely. So I'm joined by my friend BB-8, and I figured we would read the first few pages of this Star Wars adventure, which is a Finn and Poe adventure, and it's actually choose your own adventure. So that means whenever you're reading, you'll get to a certain page and then you have to make a decision about how you want the story to go. So let's get to it, shall we? Poe, what happened? Finn raced to the Star Rover's cockpit as the tiny freighter dropped out of hyperspace without warning. A wedge-shaped cruiser filled the viewport, its cannons slowly turning to face them. That's the First Order. I noticed, Poe replied, wiggling the flight yoke. The rover didn't respond. The Resistance pilot glanced over his shoulder at the orange and white astromech droid that was rolling back and forth trying to reboot the consoles that remained stubbornly quiet. Any luck, BB-8? The droid responded with a frantic series of beeps. The Star Rover was completely dead. None of this made sense. 1 second they'd been zooming through hyperspace, and the next they were marooned in front of an enemy ship. Is that the hyperdrive? Finn asked, dropping to the co-pilot seat. No, said Poe, checking the readout above his head. The First Order has mined the hyper route with gravity well generators powerful enough to snare a dreadnought. Finn glanced through the viewport. Poe was right. The space in front of them was scattered with debris from a dozen ships. Can we turn around? Finn asked. We can't do anything, Poe admitted, jumping up to check a nearby terminal. The sudden stop shorted out the Star Rover's systems. Navigation, shields, propulsion, they're all gone. But we still have life support? We're breathing, aren't we? But we won't be for long. The environmental regulator is hanging on by a thread, and the gravity generator, well, let's just say it's a miracle we're all not floating. Finn swallowed hard as he spotted a flashing light on the comlink. That would be the cruiser's commander ordering their surrender. Please tell me the weapons are still operational. Poe flashed him a grin as he slipped back behind the flight controls. The ship came from Maz Kanata. What do you expect? So, it wasn't all bad. The notorious Pirate Queen had supplied the Star Rover so Finn and Poe could travel to Tevel, home of one of the New Republic's last remaining Bacta plants. According to C-3PO, the First Order had annexed the planet, and the Tevelians had appealed to what was left of the Resistance for help. In return, they had promised General Organa a supply of much-needed Bacta. The gelatinous substance could cure just about any injury, from cuts to grazes to broken bones, a necessity when waging war on an enemy as brutal as the First Order. The light on the dashboard continued to blink. Should we answer that? Poe shook his head. I think we have bigger problems. Finn followed his gaze to see a huge First Order space station in the distance. A trio of TIE fighters were shrieking towards them, cannons already running hot. What should they do? To attack the TIE fighters, turn to page 16. Buy them time by faking a complete system failure. Go to page 8. I think we're going to go to page 8, so we're going to buy ourselves some time by turning to page 8. So here's our page, and now we skip a few pages. BB-8, Poe said, fire up the concussion missiles. No, Finn cut out before the astromech could respond. You said we had no thrusters or shields. We won't stand a chance against TIE fighters. Shut everything down. Poe's eyebrows shot up. What? Think about it, Finn reasoned. Why fire on a ship with total system failure? A grin spread across Poe's face. You heard the man, buddy. Shut everything down. Environmental systems, lights, everything. The droid let out a worried bloop, but did what he was told. As Poe threw a portable breathing mask toward Finn, Finn caught the mask, strapped it over his nose and mouth, and then grabbed the arm of the chair to stop himself from floating upward as the anti-grav generator powered down. The cockpit was plunged into darkness, and the Star Rover became eerily quiet. So it's continuing on. If you'd like to know how this story ends, or perhaps create your own ending, Or if you'd like another Star Wars book, definitely stop on by or give us a call and we'll pull some for you. All right, my friends, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.